Well, a woman named Evelyn Spencer turns 101 years old tomorrow. In many ways, she's a living history book and is one of the few people still alive that remembers the sneak attack the Japanese launched on December 7th, 1941.
Yeah, as the anniversary of the date, which will live in infamy, arrives, News 19's Megan Rivers sat down with Spencer, who recounts the moments right after the attack.
When he found out that we were having a real war, and he went out and he said, "I don't know if I'll ever see you again, honey. Your birthday presents are up on the top shelf of the closet." And then he left.
Eugene Charles Spencer Sr. was Evelyn's #1 soldier. She says it had been a while since she strolled down memory lane, thinking of that day some 74 years ago.
There aren't very many of us left now. After all, I'm almost 101.
But she can still remember the moment that the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. She was there that day.
So as we stood there, the planes flew right overhead, and I could see the flyer up there, the aviator, looking right down at me. I was right underneath it.
It never crossed her mind it was the beginning of a war that would change a nation.
We all thought they were filming a movie.
Oh, wow.
And it was to be a very realistic one. And we were all saying, "Oh, we'll have to see this movie. This is going to be real."
And real it was. More than 2,300 servicemen were killed that day and 68 civilians.
Everybody comes running around saying, "It's a war, it's a war." So I stopped waving. They weren't friendly anymore.
She says her husband was essential because without him, the guns would not have been in place.
They were dropping bombs all around him, and they said he just kept right on welding, didn't stop at all. So that was good. We got our machine gun.
Officer Spencer was aboard the USS Dobbin at the time, single-handedly welding down machine guns to the docks. His wife believes that the Japanese underestimated the U.S.
They didn't think we'd be able to recover at all, but they left several mistakes there behind them, so that really helped us get going again.
She says what most don't know is that the women in Hawaii were left to fend for themselves in the event another direct attack took place.
Our only recourse was to head for the hills.
But she said God had it all under control.
We went home. We were lucky that way. God was with us.
Evelyn says that the most memorable moment of the whole ordeal was the moment her knight in shining armor came home.
He came home, and he wasn't hurt, so then I could finally open my birthday presents.
So what did he get
I
you?
still have them.
What did he get you?
One was a carved wooden box, and the other one was a little ivory bulldog sitting on a little wooden plaque. And they're part of the treasures of my life.
In Columbia, Megan Rivers, News 19, WLTX.
Oh, well, Evelyn's husband passed away 6 years ago. At the age of 98, he was laid to rest at Arlington for his 28 years of service to the United States Navy.
You know, in the beginning of that piece, Megan said she's a history book. I completely understand why she said that. She knows so much and has lived at 101 through many, many major events. Wow. And seeing, you know,
I mean,
the
your
microwave
elders,
being
your
invented,
grandparents, kids, talk to your grandparents, sit
Yeah.
down. I mean, there's so much history, so much experience there.
You can learn so much from them.
Definitely.
All right, speaking of